We continue our reading of God's Dream for You, The Chosen, a morning devotional by author Dwight K. Nelson. September 4, Quit Fishing in the Aquarium, Part 1. Jesus replied to Simon, "Don't be afraid. From now on, you will be fishing for people." And as soon as they landed, they left everything and followed Jesus. Luke 5:10 and 11. Here's a story we could very well entitle The Complete Idiot's Guide to Fishing. You've seen those bright orange how-to manuals, haven't you? I have The Complete Idiot's Guide to PCs in my library. Sometimes all we need is a very basic how-to manual to get going. Once upon a time, Jesus stepped into a fishing skiff of the big fisherman, that would be Peter, and asked if he might shove away from the shore so the master could teach the sprawling crowd that had gathered that bright Galilee morning. When the teaching was ended, the teacher got down to the real teaching of the day. He said to Simon, "Launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch." Luke 5:4. Peter didn't need an idiot's guide to fishing. He'd been doing it all his life. And anybody who knows anything about fishing knows you don't cast your net in the middle of the day when the fish can spot the net on the surface. But bless his soul, Peter sighs, shrugs, and complies with Jesus' command. Have you ever water skied and felt the boat's tow rope nearly yank your arms out? With eyes wide and mouth gaping, Peter's biceps strained to hang on to a net suddenly exploding with fish. Frantically, he yells for his fishing partners, and now both boats start to sink because the haul of fish. In that instant, Peter realizes he is in the presence of divinity. Knee-deep in floppy, silvery fish, Peter drops to his knees crying, "Depart from me, for I am a sinful man, O Lord." Verse 8. It is then that Jesus speaks the words of today's text, "Don't be afraid. From now on, you'll be fishing for people." What's the teacher's people fishing lesson for the day? Simple, really. If you really want to catch fish, quit hanging around the aquarium and launch out into the deep. And yet, how many of the chosen have chosen to spend their lives where the fish are already found? Why go fishing when we have our nifty little home church aquarium where a few prize fish are kept on display? But that aquarium mentality will never reach this generation, which swims in the deeps of inner cities, secular campuses, corporate high-rises, and community playgrounds, far away from our quaint aquariums and beyond our comfort zone. The truth is that until we obey Jesus' command to move out into the dark depths of society, we will never be more than a gurgling aquarium with a few bored fish, and nobody needs a manual for that. This concludes our reading today of God's Dream for You, The Chosen.